Hey going there guys, today we just have our rear view mirror here. It can be attached to your rear view mirror. It's just a screen. It's got two camera inputs. It can take two of your standard like sort of 4-pin aviation plugs. So those sort of looking ones there. And you can have two camera inputs coming into here, and then obviously it can still be like a mirror. You can see the reflection there. For like mounting, there's two options on the back. One option is it can clip over your old rear view mirror. You screw these on. I will show this in a second. And like these rubber parts, I clip it over and I hold it on so it can fit majority of like sizes. Some of the new ones get a bit harder, right? Because they're getting quite fat on some of the cars now, if they have built-in stuff into the rear view mirror. And then we also include like one universal clip. So this here will fit the factory spot. If your factory mirror had the same style. If you have a different style, reach out to us. We can provide a different clip. This is just a clip that's in the kit. Instruction manual, and then this is like basically the cable here, which you can just actually run down the other side and actually tap into these fuse taps. So it will include a fuse tap actually add-on if you want to grab it. It just means you can very easily tap into your fuses and power it. On the power cable here, you have your earth ring that's going to be hooked to an earth. There'll be one probably that's attached to your fuse box to the car. You've got an ACC power source, your yellow one here, that has to go to power when the key's on, and a red B+, which is your constant power. You also have a trigger wire here, which if you do put power to this, it will trigger to the other screen. So if you, for example, if you wanted your rear view camera on extra most of the time, and then when you go into reverse, a different camera to show, you could have a trigger going to this wire, and it would just show the reverse camera when you go into reverse. Or the other option is you actually can just touch the screen and do it like that. You also have a recording on here. So it comes with a 64 gig SD card, just plugs into the top. All these other options aren't being used, they're just a part of the actual case here. But that SD card will go into here, and it's recording that raw footage off your cameras. So if you've got two cameras at the back there, it's going to be capturing that footage the whole time. And the good thing is with these 4-pin connectors, it will be powering the camera. Here I've screwed the main bracket on. This is going to a Trident. So this one fits a Trident factory one. A majority of original rear view mirrors you can actually pull off. There's a original one there. It just has a plug in the back. The plug comes out. You can see that style is the same as this style. There's normally one screw you have to undo. And sometimes there's some plastic around the surrounds. But that's about it normally. So that just actually goes on with 4 screws. And if you were going to use the other one, it just screws on just like that. It's got 2 holes, they line up, the screws go on, and then you use the stretchy part to stretch over and around like that, around the old rear view mirror. Now, see what I was talking about before is they can get a bit extra fatter now, so that's why you have to have the stretchy ones, because they have to be able to stretch around these sort of bigger rear view mirrors. Because some of them are bigger than others and they're getting a bit wider just because of what they have in them. This must have some self-lighting thing. It does take power. So that just slides in, the clip slides up back on. I'll tighten that screw back up, and then I've just tucked the cable up here for now. You can, all hood liners you can just pull down pretty much with your actual fingertips, or you can get a trim tool in there just to actually pull it down a bit. Put the cable up, and I've just left the connector hanging out because that is where we'll run the main one to. And I'll tighten up that screw. And that's about done. So if you can see up in here, you can see that's all been tightened up now and that's all connected. This was the old plug that I pulled out of the old rear view mirror. We'll just tuck that again behind here when all the plastic trim goes back on, and you can see it's all looking in there pretty good. Just looks like a factory, which is the cool thing when you actually use these mounts. You can see it's in there looking pretty good. Looking like the factory sort of one there, and that's it all mounted in. So there you have it with these actually push back on. In this case here, it's a Trident. All these are almost always going to be the same. The small piece, which you can see there's a crack in here, actually pulls off first. Just get your hand in there, like pop it off, and it slides out the side, and then the bigger one will pop off as well. I think I showed this in the other video. So, and we've got our power plug hanging outside here, which we'll be able to deal with in a second when we hook in the rest of it. So all looking good in there. This sort of cable's here. If you're just going to do the like clip-on part, obviously you don't have to do any of this. You're just going to put the like clip-on part over the old one. That's pretty straightforward. But you are going to do the cable part. So the cable's going to come here. You can just like tuck it up in here. All trims always sort of like pull down. You can take off your A-pillar trim. Normally there'll be 2 screws on your handle. And then it actually pulls out the whole bit and like lifts up. So if I pull out here, and then it sort of lifts out of here, and the whole lot will like come out. You might have a tweeter plug in there or like something else, or you might actually not even like need to actually lean it out the whole way. You might only like need to put it out like a little bit, just like enough for you to be able to get the cable down there. And then you can cable on the same cable run here, like zip tied on, and then use a cable puller, or even just push it down to drop it down to the fuse box down here, where we'll take power from. Now this fuse kit here will include in the bundle, so you got nice metal fuse pullers, a lot better than those like plastic ones. You've got 2 fuse taps of all the different like sizes. So you've got 1, 2, the 4 common sizes of fuse. Now that'll pretty much cover all the cars. You've got the 2 different each size of fuses to put in here. So you pull the fuse out, you put the fuse tap in. The top fuse is the one that'll be going to the our wire here. The bottom fuse, you put the original one back in. Then just pull the wire off the end here, and then you can just hook in the SBL connector, which you just pump the lever for and connect in. So you get one of these in each kit as well. So we'll plug our cable in for testing. We'll like tuck this up into here, and then we'll zip tie it down here. I tucked it down here using a cable puller, and we've just used our test light, which I've covered already, to find the fuses we needed. We put the fuse taps in it, so the red here for B+. So these SBL connectors are very easy, just like lift them up, slide them in with a bare end, and then close them up. So we've done that and that. The earth is on a ring under here. So you can see we've got the fuse taps on there and the earth on the ring. So pretty straightforward to hook up. The only thing that I left to do is to hook our cameras into our 2 4-pin connectors here. So we'll cover that in a different video as well. We're just pretty much showing you how to hook up the screen here. But if you've got 4-pin ones, they're going to go straight into here. If you have RCA, you'll have to use an RCA to 4-pin adapter. And if you want to have this hooked up to your reverse trigger, if you want a camera to show, this just needs a 12-volt input onto it, so you could hook that into the reverse line behind the head unit, or wherever you can get it from reverse lights. So up to you if you want to do that. It is very easy to change it on the screen as well.